Hello friends, welcome to our channel Google Galaxy. Today we are going to discuss the osmotic pressure related with the chapter solution. When we talk about the osmotic pressure is basically a concept related with the biology. When we study that how the two nerves of plant called as xylem and phloem. Xylem carry the water, phloem carry the food. Xylem carry the water, phloem carry the food. How xylem carry up the water from the roots? This concept is explained by this biological scientist. They use the word name osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure is not basically a concept of chemistry. It is basically a concept of we can say biology. In order to understand this phenomena of osmotic pressure, remember two things. If you just learn these two things, you are able to distinguish between you are able to understand that how osmotic pressure works. Using this concept, we are going to define a colligative property. We are having the osmotic pressure. Remember one thing, these are the 2 points very much important, that the flow, we will say that the osmosis takes place from higher dilution to lower dilution. Dilution means what? Excess of water. If I just say higher dilution to lower dilution, this one is important concept. When a plant need to carry water from its roots to the tip of plant to the shoot side of plant, this one is the we can say branch. This one is the stem. This related with the roots. This is having the shoot part. Upper part we called it as shoot part. When the plants, the roots near the roots, they are having excess of water, but at the shoot side we are having the lack of water. So we called, on the root side there is higher dilution. On the root side there is higher dilution. On the shoot side we are having lack of water. We call it lower dilution. So osmosis always work from higher dilution to lower dilution. How plants carry their water from root to shoot, I will explain. That comes under the topic of osmotic pressure. That's a part of our chapter, that how it works. So let me discuss 2 points. The first point I have already discussed, that the dilution, that the osmotic pressure always flow from higher dilution to lower dilution. Okay. Next we are having that the osmotic pressure will also flow from lesser solute will always from lesser solute to higher solute. We call it as concentrated solute. If I am having 2 beakers, if I will attach them, one beaker is having excess of solute, another one is having lack of solute. If I just add salt in it, the one beaker is having excess of salt and the beaker B is having lesser salt. If I just attach these two beaker with the semi-permeable membrane, what we will see that the water will flow from lesser solute to higher solute. These 2 points are observed by the scientist while performing experiment. Okay, I will explain with the help of another example. Okay, suppose I am having let's talk experimentally. If I just take thistle funnel, what is the shape of thistle funnel? I just invert it. If I am having a thistle funnel, or I can say if I just take inverted thistle funnel with the mouth, this one is the mouth, these 2 points are the mouth. If I just tied by a semi-permeable membrane means that which allows only solvent particles to pass through, not the solute. It will only allow the pass of solvent. I just fill the funnel with the sugar solution, and lower this thistle funnel in the beaker having some water. So what we will observe, inside this thistle funnel there is excess of sugar, but in this beaker we are having lack of sugar. So we will explain these things in the 2 ways. If I just say higher dilution is inside the beaker, lower dilution inside the funnel, this one is true. If I just say in other words that in the beaker there is lesser solute, and inside the funnel we are having higher concentration of solute as sugar. So what we will observe, the scientists experimental observe that the osmotic pressure, the happening of osmotic pressure. So what does osmotic pressure says? That this pressure we call it as osmotic pressure, that the osmotic pressure will flow from higher dilution to lower dilution. So what we will observe, that the beaker is having higher dilution. So water will start automatically flowing from higher dilution to lower dilution. It means water enters into this funnel, crossing the semi-permeable membrane. So why this is happening? The scientists say this is happening because of this is natural phenomena. This is due by the nature. This one is due by the nature. It is a natural process that the water will enter into this funnel from this beaker. So what we will say is, we see that the water starts rising in this funnel. Yes, it is, we can say this is quite obvious that the semi-permeable membrane allows solvent to enter but solute not to. Now how solute will move? Solute will form, osmotic pressure will move from lower solute. We can explain with the help of 2 terms. With the second definition we will say beaker is having the lesser solute, this funnel is having the excess of solute. So pressure will move, in both the definitions pressure will move from lesser solute to higher solute, and the higher dilution water to the lower dilution water. After few seconds what we will see, after 8 or 9 hours, what we will see, there will be rise of water in the funnel. The overall this happening we called it as an osmotic pressure. This whole concept is used by the plants to raise up the water from root to shoot side. and this water is used by the plants for the process of photosynthesis. A scientist named Boyle Van Hoff, the two scientists, after understanding the concept of osmotic, after researching the concept of osmotic, what they said that we will represent this osmotic pressure with the help of pi symbol or P symbol. The osmotic pressure of dilution is directly proportional to the concentration. More will be the concentration of sugar, there will be more pressure. More will be the pressure of rising the water in the funnel. So we called it as C, where C is concentration. C is acting as number of moles per unit volume. Here C is represented as, this one is the first equation by the scientist Boyle Van Hoff, another scientist. This one is the first point. The second one is, we are having the another scientist Gay-Lussac, and the Van Hoff. Both scientists will understand the another concept relating with the osmotic pressure, that the osmotic pressure changes with the change in temperature. We will represent pi or P. We can use any one of these symbol. So we called this is as keeping the concentration constant. Here we will kept constant temperature. These are the two verified observations by the two scientists. So what is the rule of mathematics? If two left side terms are equal, we will write it as a single term. Keeping the directly proportional sign, we will write it as CT. Combining these two, equation 1 and 2, but we will found P is directly proportional to concentration and the temperature. Removing this equality directly proportional sign, we will write as RCT. This is equivalent to PV is equals to nRT. This is equivalent to gas law. But what does gas law say? PV is equals to nRT. So this is analogous to PV is equals to nRT. So what does C represent? Number of moles per unit volume. So we will write as putting this value of C over here. So we will write also as pi is equals to RNT divided by V. This one is the concept of osmotic pressure. This one is a colligative property. So remember two things, that we can change here n is number of moles. If I just write the formula of number of moles is to mass divided by molecular mass. This one is the formula for number of moles. If I just put in it, so what will be the formula? We will write the formula as molecular mass multiplied by volume. So this one is the another formula we have derived for an isotonic solution. What does isotonic means? Both are having the isotonic. What does isotonic means? Isotonic means that at the funnel and the beaker both are having same concentration. So when both of having the same pressure, we call this concept as isotonic. So during isotonic, that the pressure of the both of the sides will be equal. So we will write P1 is to P2 or pi1 is equals to pi2. So we will write it as N1RT divided by V1 is equivalent to N2RT divided by V2. This one is the whole concept of osmotic pressure. This is the end of colligative property. So we will thank you for the lecture. If you like it, don't forget to share with others. Thank you.